we are joined by quarterback Jonathan Bennett, wide receiver Demario Douglas, and what is our first, we're calling these a seaofred.com exclusive interviews. Mainly what this is just to hear these guys' stories and just sit down with them for a minute mid-season here and, just learn a little bit about them. And we only have 2 games left and then a bowl game, so kind of catching this on the tail end. But excited to be joined by both of these guys, 2 guys who have contributed heavily to Liberty's success over the years, especially this year. Have a great season going. Thank you guys for joining. JB, we'll start with you here. Let's go all the way back to when you were recruited in high school, and just tell us about the recruiting process. I know that it was a coaching change, still came to Liberty. Talk to us about all of that and just how you ended up at Liberty, why you chose to come here, and if you can remember back that far, just about your high school days and what it was about Liberty that kind of drew you here and all that.
Yeah. So, I came here on a visit. It was, the spring game in 2017. So I came all the way back then. And then I just remember falling in love with like the campus and all that stuff. I didn't have an offer at the time, but I was telling my mom, like, if I get an offer, this is probably one of the places I'll really consider coming. So, and then fast forward back to senior year, going into senior year, Coach Daly actually came to my practice one day, and he was there from, I want to say 2:00, watching me work out all the way until the end of practice, which is like 7 p.m. So he was there a cool 5 hours, just watching me and talking to me. So that was a really cool part of that. And then, Coach Gill was a great guy, and he called me like the next week, offered me over the phone, and then I committed. What was it, like a month later? And then the coaching change happened, and that was a crazy time. But Coach Freeze really instilled trust in me and my parents that this is the right place to be. So yeah, the ball rolling ever since then.
What about you, Demario?
My process, you coming to Liberty?
Yeah.
I say it was a big game, district championship against Flagler Palm Coast. It was a big game, and Liberty was on the sideline. It was Coach Daly, and he was standing on the sideline, and they said, I'm at kick return. I went to him, I'm about to come out, and I come by him, and I was like, I'm going to score 2 touchdowns and go and break a record this game. And he just looked at me like, okay. And then next thing you know, I did that. I scored 2 touchdowns and broke a record. And he was just like amazed. And then I say the next day, Coach Gill called me. He called me. He offered me. And then Coach KD, he stayed consistent with coming to see me, or he'll call me. And then, I built a bond, that I didn't have with other coaches, and I just felt like it was home here. And then I took a official visit. I had 5 official visits that I could take. My first official visit was here. I never seen snow before, so it already got me. But when I got here, though, man, everybody made my family feel at home. That's big, just my family is everything to me. So if you can make my family feel at home and me, I know this home. So I believe, they made me feel at home, and now you see it's home.
Yeah. So you guys both mentioned Coach Daly, and so I'll ask you both the same question. When you saw the wide receiver go at him on the sidelines, what was about 3 weeks ago, Daly just had this look in his eye like, man, I've never seen that. Either one of you, would you ever mess with Coach Daly like that?
Never.
And he seemed like a pretty tough dude.
Yeah, no. And a funny story about Demario. I remember I was on the phone with Coach Daly, and Demario was about to play the state championship game. I remember because I was keeping up with Demario too. And he was like, hey, this receiver from Jacksonville told me he would score 4 touchdowns in the state championship game. And I was like, he said that? He told you that? He was like, yeah. And sure enough, after the game. Check the stats. Demario had 4 touchdowns. Crazy.
Yeah. So you talked about keeping up with other recruits. JB, I remember during your recruiting process, once you committed to Liberty, you seem to be one of the leaders of the class in terms of the momentum for recruiting. That's something that I know this current staff loves, is just having that spokesperson and gaining momentum for the recruiting class. Is that just always been how you've been, as kind of a leader, a hype guy kind of thing?
Yeah, my mom always tells me, like, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go long, go together. So I feel like just bringing more people to the family and more people here, it can turn into what it's turned into now. Back in 2018, I don't think any of us envisioned going down, beating an SEC school in their stadium, and I don't think they envisioned 3 bowl wins in a row and a possible 4th coming up this year. I don't think anybody envisioned that. So I think, just us being together and bringing people along around for the journey is really important.
Yeah, Demario. So, we talk about that a lot. Like, none of us ever thought this would happen in our lifetime. Like, let alone like this year, beating SEC teams, beating BYU, being ranked in the top 25, all those amazing things you guys have been able to accomplish. Whenever you stepped foot on at Liberty, and we talked to Kyle DeArmond a lot about it too. So, I mean, I kind of know what he was telling you guys in recruiting, but when you stepped on campus and you were hearing from everybody here, was that something that you maybe had in mind? Did you think that, I mean, I know it sounds like you're calling your shots in high school. Were you kind of like, did you predict this? Could you say, like, man, this could be a place where we could win some big games and do some special things? Did you envision it was like this, like top 25, like SEC, BYU? Did you envision that all of that was possible?
I always think anything possible. That's one. But man, I love, being that underdog my whole life, I'm, my height. So like when we was recruiting, height was a factor. But like, I love when everybody doubts us or something like that. We just shock the world, just like we did, with Liberty. And man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to come to Liberty and make memories and do what Falwell said. So man, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing.
So, JB, when you're if you guys have recruits in the building and things like that, um, you know, is it crazy to say that, hey, we're going to be in a New Year's Six bowl, or we're going to be a top G5 program, or we're going to make the expanded college playoffs? Like, is that the same type of vision that was 5-10 years ago? Is it the same type of conversations? I mean, is that crazy to think that we can be that type of program?
No, it's actually not. Seeing the way we're growing, seeing the recruits we're getting, seeing Coach Freeze seems to be here for a while. With these contract extensions, and we just keep getting better. I think each year you see progression between everybody.
Yeah.
Not just we're just getting better, and it's crazy to think what this place could look like in 5-10 years. What possibilities there are.
So one thing, JB, I've heard about Demario is he outworks everybody, and he's a really hard worker. And you can kind of tell that in his playing style. He mentioned his size a little bit. What's something that you have learned from Demario over the years about his game, about his work ethic, about anything that you've basically said, man, if I could be more like Demario in that area, I would be a better person or a better ball player?
One thing I want to take from Demario is not letting the first person tackle me. I don't think I've seen the first person tackle Demario ever in my 4 years here. So maybe that. But, other than that, Demario works his butt off every day. Spring, you see him in there working, you see him in there running. And, if I could model something after that, I think just bringing it every single day. I don't think there's a day where Demario takes off. Demario doesn't come to work in a good mood. And if I could take one thing for Demario, it would be that.
Demario, what about you? What have you learned from JB throughout his career, bouncing back from injury, and kind of the way he's approached this season, leading the team to 2 of the biggest wins in school history after not knowing if he was going to be the starter type thing? what's something that you can learn from JB and kind of apply to your game? And if I had to ask you, what's something that would, if you could take anything from him to be either a better person or a better ball player, what's something you've learned from JB?
From JB, I say, faith over fear. Just in how he's a leader, but the first part, faith over fear. Injury, that his injury, that's a big injury, and to come back and then come lead us to win these big games is different. Your work ethic has to be different. Just coming off injury and then, like I say, doing this, I applaud him. Because a lot of people will give up, go down in depression, and he always had that mindset. I got to go get it, and then him leading us. He come to practice. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's work, man. That lifts us all up, and then that helps me too. I got to lead too, So I learned from him, just lead, and others will follow.
So let's get into a little bit about, you've had 4 guys throwing the ball this year, and what is it like between you two in particular? What type of chemistry can you build? Is there just a lot of reps in practice? Is it a system thing where you feel like, all right, I'm going 7 yards, I'm going to turn around, and basically the ball's either going to be there or it's not? What kind of chemistry can you guys develop, and have you developed over the years? I know you've been together a long time. Do you feel comfortable together out there and have a certain chemistry between you two?
Yeah, all the practice, definitely. We done through over a lot. I ain't gonna put a number on it. But definitely practice, definitely getting that timing together. Say if we miss something in practice, after practice, you will see me and him on the field running that play both sides. You know. So it's like, if we mess up on this play, we gonna get this timing together before Saturday. So it's like we make sure the timing is there, and then in practice we run everything full speed. So when it come game time, it's perfect. So I believe us being here, what is our 4th year? I don't want to say that, but us being here, man, we just been throwing with each other, and you see it's coming together.
JB, a kind of a similar question for you, but look, let's face it, man. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, I'm sure. It's been a roller coaster of everything, really. How have you locked in, stayed mentally prepared, and talk to us? I mean, I'm sure you're human like all of us. How have there have been some down times, I'm sure, where you're questioning things, you're questioning yourself. What is it that you hold on to that has given you that extra whenever your name is called, that's given you that ability to put everything aside and go out there and perform like you have and kind of have confidence in yourself? Is there one overwhelming thought over, is there one person that's kind of spoken into your life? And that, I guess what's just amazed me this year is just your ability to be there when your number's called, despite, I'll be honest, man, I don't have that. I don't have that. I would have probably cowered up and quit a long time ago. So what is it that you draw from that can kind of give you that confidence whenever your name's called?
Just I think obviously my faith and just being, you never want to just crumble. You never just want to give up. And I owe it to myself. I owe it to my family. I owe it to my teammates. We all work hard. We all work together. And we're only as strong as our weakest link. And I refuse to be that guy that just is gonna mope and pout about what's going on. Obviously there's days. Obviously you have your days. You have your ups and your downs. But when or when Saturday comes, you got to push all that to the side, and it's time to play, and it's time to be there for your teammates. Whether you play 5 snaps or whether you play 80 snaps, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're the best teammate you can be. And then I'd say another key factor, like I mentioned, is my teammates. They have instilled confidence in me day in and day out, from the days of being hurt, from the days of backing up Malik, to even earlier this year throwing pick sixes to Southern Miss. Even then, it was still, we believe in you, we love you, and we're never going to give up on you. So, and then that's a big part of it too.
Man, it's an incredible lesson for all of us, and we're watching it. It's a fun story to kind of watch unfold, and you've been incredible in that aspect. Demario, here as we wrap up, Demario, I have a question about your time at Liberty. You've done a lot of firsts. You said earlier you won a lot, made a lot of memories with your teammates and everything. Uh, over the even just the last month, BYU and Arkansas. Um, those are probably the freshest on your mind. But where's that one moment where you can go back to, probably when you're 30 years from now, and you look back and somebody says, oh, you played football at Liberty? What's like one of the top moments that's going to come back is like, man, I did that. That was fun. I had a good time doing that. That's going to last with you forever.
Man, I got so many. Honestly, first I'll say it wouldn't even be on the field. It'd be that bonding that we had with the team. I say when we went paintballing, I think that all made our team so close. That's why we became strong. Teams need that team bonding. When we did that team bonding, it was different. You see everybody smiling, everybody getting along with each other. It's just different. But I mean, on the field though, man, it's so many. I say definitely, definitely just beating BYU and be I can't think of the word, but it's the making the vision, like I can't think of
Yeah.
the word. Yeah, but yeah, making the vision come true, and then I feel like if we think about people, man, Coach Harris in this receive like with us, he brought us a long way. When I tell you, like, he teach us life. Not a lot of coaches do that. He go through life with us. Like, some people probably, never had that father figure in their life for real, but Coach Harris bring that father figure up to us. So that's definitely memorable if we wanna, go with that. Man, Coach Harris, I feel like he always have a place with me. Like he these 4 years he been with me and with the guys, receivers, and he still do life with the people that he have in the NFL. So it's like, man, like what Coach Harris does is very like some people don't see it, but like it's very inspirational, and that's how like I want to be. I want to be able to do life with people, and then like with my teammates. So I feel like me being here is very memorable. For
Yeah.
sure.
So the whole experience, just with your teammates and stuff like that, very cool. JB, I know that you've got a couple of those moments too. Uh, let's talk about one last thing here is just the crowd. I want to talk about them a little bit. JB, let's get with you first. Like, you know, I'm sure you've had games where we had 14, 15,000 and it was kind of a blowout or whatever.
Mhm.
Did you ever imagine the stadium like it was for BYU, and what does that feeling do for you guys as Division I football players at Liberty University? How much does that feel good whenever you have people rallying behind you and the whole place is getting crazy over something you guys have worked so hard for?
Man, being at home is always fun. Just being around these great fans. And you're right. When it was 2019 and we were here, the crowd would always be good for the first half. Then when we come out of halftime, it's like half of them just went home. And I think now we're at a point where that doesn't happen. They're all staying, and they're all into the game, and they're all watching. They're all supportive, and it's great. Sometimes obviously, if we're not doing well, they want us to pick it up. I mean, that's any fan base. But just to see the support of the fans on Saturdays, and that does a lot. Especially when we're on defense and that offense is trying to communicate to everybody what they're doing and how loud it gets in there. Like it's amazing to see, and it plays a huge factor in our home success.
Demario, who is a player in the NFL that you have said, all right, with my size, with my speed, with my skill set, I can go in and model this guy. and have a good career? Or are you just trying to blaze your own path? Don't even think about that. Like, who's somebody you like and kind of could model your game after? See, like, if you go to in front of a team, they're like, "Hey, Demario, what can you bring to this team?" You can say, "Hey, do you remember Steve Smith Jr. or whoever it is? Who do you got?"
I'm definitely trying to blaze my own path, but I still look up to a lot. Like you would Tavon Austin. I used to watch his highlights all the time, like all the time. Before high school, I used to, oh, oh, like, he was so shifty and stuff, like, and fast. And then Tavon Austin, Elijah Moore, Rondell. It's like, man, all them I just I look up to and watch.
Yeah, Tavon is the man. I used to man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tavon Austin. They designed the whole offense around him at West Virginia that was incredible, where they would like hike it to the quarterback and then kind of like shuffle pass it to him forward while he was in motion. Nobody had ever done that before, but he was just so fast that they were like, all right, let's just get this guy the ball like immediately.
Facts.
So that was a lot of fun. All right, guys, really appreciate your time. Really looking forward to you guys having a continued success the rest of this year. But most importantly, appreciate all you do to represent Liberty and us fans so well, and appreciate your time today. And any final words here from either of you? You got any other thoughts?
See you Saturday.
Saturday.
We will see you Saturday.
Hey, it's Virginia Tech. Hey, JB, I did want to get your comments on something. It's pretty relevant about what happened up in Charlottesville. As somebody in a D1 locker room like that, what are you guys thinking, feeling? Has the coaching staff brought it up? And what is your thoughts on anything you got to say about UVA and what they're going through?
Yeah, I can't even put into words how I'd be feeling, if I was in that situation. I can't imagine what they're going through right now. And, Coach brought us up in the middle of practice today and just told us that life is short and we need to appreciate everybody around us. And just don't be – I would just say to people just like don't – especially like, guys in D1 locker rooms or, like just males, like don't be too cool to tell your friends that you love them. Like don't think that's like weird or anything like that. Like, no, life is short and anything can happen at any moment. And tomorrow is not promised. So, man, just prayers up to UVA, man. And I can't imagine what they're going through right now.
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that. And with that, you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for doing this, and we'll catch up with you on Saturday.